Hello Year 6. So today we are looking at mental methods for multiplication and division. Yesterday we looked at methods for addition and subtraction, but today we're looking at multiplication and division. Some of you might be thinking, Mr. Simister is wearing the exact same clothes as he did yesterday. That's not good. Year 6, I'm not. I'm actually filming this on Sunday, the wonders of modern technology. And I also filmed yesterday's work on Sunday. I might even film tomorrow's work today, which is Sunday. Anyway, that's not really important. The important thing is that we learn. So I'm going to go through some mental methods for multiplication and division. No grid method, no column methods, no bus stop methods. We are looking at mental methods with some jottings. Okay, off we go, zooming in to my forehead, and then we're going to go. Okay, so I think there's two main things that we can use when we're using mental methods for multiplication problems. So it might be the multiplication triangle, or it could be using a number line or some kind of partitioning. Multiplication triangle is awesome. We did look at this a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to do a quick reminder. The important thing we need to think of though when we are doing a multiplication triangle is there an easy question in there? So if I've got something like 40 times by 60, we look at that and we go, is there an easy question in there? And hopefully you can see that for that one, there is. And the easy question is 4 times 6. So I'm quickly going to draw a triangle and I'm going to put in my easy question. So my easy question is 4 times 6, and hopefully we know that answer is 24. Now at this point, I then need to start multiplying by 10 or 100 or dividing by 10 or 100 to get to these numbers. So the way multiplication triangle works is whatever I do to one of these numbers, I must do it to the top. Or whatever I do to the top, I must do it to one of these numbers. Not both, but one of them. So in my question, which is 40 times 60, currently I've got a 4 and I want a 40. So I need to times that by 10. And because I've times that by 10, I must times this by 10. So now I've got 40 times 6, but I'm still not after 40 times 6, I'm after 40 times 60. So I need to times this by 10, so moving everything up one column, which means that we end up with a 0 at the end. So I'm going to times this by 10, and I'm not just adding a 0, I'm moving everything along one column. That means that I've got a space for a 0. So my answer is 2,400. This works for stuff with decimals as well. So let's say I've got a problem like 0.6 times 80. Well, I look at that question and I go, is there an easy question in there? And it is. It's 6 times 8. So I do my multiplication triangle and I do the easy version first. 6 times 8 is 48. And then I go, right, I've not got a 6, I've got a 0.6. So to start off with, actually, I'm going to do this way around. I've not got an 8, I've got an 80. So I need to times this by 10. And because I times this by then, I'm going to times this by 10. So it all moves up one. So that's going to be 480. Then at this point, I've got a 6 and I need a 0.6. So actually I need to divide it by 10. So everything's going to move down one column. So that becomes 0.6. And because I've divided this by 10, I need to divide this by 10. So that actually is going to end up being 48. So my answer, because I know I've got 0.6 times by 80, is 48. And that's how we can use a multiplication triangle. Now, sometimes there might not be an easy question in there. So if I've got something like 34 times by 5, a multiplication triangle is not going to help me out because there isn't an easy way of getting from a 30 to a 34 by timesing by 10. So for this, I need to use a number line or partitioning. So using the number line is still, and partitioning really, I need to times the 30 by 5. Well, 30 times 5 is a lot like 3 times 5 times 10, which is 150. And my 4 times 5, which is 20. Put them together, my answer is 170. Now that's using full jottings, but actually in real life, I might not actually write that bit. I might just write the 150, the 20 and the 170. So let's say I've got something like 64 times by 6. Well, 60 times 6 is 360. 4 times 6 is 24, so my answer is 384. I've used jottings and I've got the answer. Could I have done it in my head? Well, probably, but the problem with trying to do everything in your head is that you end up doing 60 times 6, which is 360, but I've not written that down. Then I do 4 times 6, which is 24, but then I've forgotten what 60 times 6 was. So I do that, it's 360. Oh, but now I've forgotten what 4 times 6 is. So, that's 24. Oh, but now I forgot, and it just goes on and on and on forever. So I think just writing it down really quick can get the answer very quickly. And we can use that for anything. 74 times by 9. Well, 70 times 9 is 630. 4 times 9 is 36. So my answer is 666. Okay, I hope that is fairly straightforward. So that is multiplication. Moving on to division. So actually, multiplication triangle still massively going to help us out in this. So let's say we've got something like 6,300 divided by 70. I'm going to look at that and I'm going to go, is there an easy question in there somewhere? And actually, because I know my 7 times tables and I know that 7 goes into 63, I can go, yeah, there is. And the easy question is that 63, which comes from there, divided by 7, which comes from there, is 9. And then once I've got my easy question, it is exactly the same as the doing it for multiplication. So in this, I don't want a 7, I want a 70. So I'm going to times that by 10. And because I've times one of these by 10, I need to times this by 10. Then I've got 630. I actually need it to be 6,300. So I'm going to times that by 10. And then I need to times one of these by 10. Which one am I going to do? Hopefully you said that one. Because we don't want to change that because that's already at 70. So I've times that by 10. So I'm going to times that by 10. So 6,300 divided by 70 is going to be 90. And again, let me do one more. So let's say we have something like 490 divided by 7. Well, I can see that 49 divided by 7 is the easy question. And that's 7. Or 49, I need to be 490. Times that by 10, so I need to times that by 10. So 490 divided by 7, my answer is 70. And it works for decimals. Let's say we've got something like, let me do the question, 240 divided by 0.6. Well, that to me looks a lot like 24 divided by 6. And 24 divided by 6 is 4. So at this point, I'm going to go, well, actually, I need to times that by 10. So I'm going to times that by 10 and then times this by 10. Because I don't want to change that. But then some of you might notice, hang on, this needs to be divided by 10. So if I'm dividing that by 10, so that's going to get to 0.6. I need to divide this by 10 now, but then I'm back in the same position where that needs to be, well, let's do it. Divide that by 10 to get 24. But now I need to times that by another 10 because I need it to be 240. So I'm going to times that by 10. That gets me to 240. I don't want to touch that. So I'm going to times that by 10. So my answer is 400. That wasn't a super example, but hopefully you get my point. Finally, using a number line for division. So we might end up with something like 175 divided by 5. Now we can't use a multiplication triangle because there's nothing easy there. I can't times or divide 175 by 10 or 100 and it give me something easy. So for this, I'm going to have to use some kind of number line. So what I'm going to do is, starting at 0, I'm going to go, well, 10 lots of 5 is 50. Another 10 is 100. Another 10 is 150. So therefore, I've got 30 lots. And then from 150 to 175, I need to add 25, which I know is 5 lots. So I've got 10, 20, 30, another 5 lots. So my answer is 35. I'll do another example. Let's say we've got something like 192 divided by 6. There's nothing easy there, so I can't use a multiplication triangle. So starting at 0, well, if I go 60, 120, 180, I know that those were going up in tens, so that's going to be 30 lots. And then 180 86, 192. They're going up in one lots. So my answer is 32. Division is the trickiest one of the lot using this kind of method. I appreciate that. But hopefully you can see that for multiplication, can I zoom out a bit? No, wrong way. Zoom out a bit. We have got multiplication triangle and number line partitioning. Over this side, we've got multiplication triangle and number line in this way. Okay, and hopefully that will help you come up with some ways of solving some of the problems today. You will notice no column methods, no bus stops. They are banned for today's lesson. We will get to them, but not for today. Okay, I'm zooming in to my hand. And out for my forehead. So, hopefully all of that will help you a bit today. So the activities are similar to yesterday. So you've got two things you need to do. Firstly, choose ready, steady or go and have a go at the problems. So it depends on how confident you're feeling as to which one you go for. And then the second one is to try and have a go at beating someone else. So the person you faced yesterday in the addition and subtraction, they might want a rematch. Try and beat them with multiplication stuff. Don't worry about division in your matches because you'll end up with remainders and stuff, and I'm not worried about that today. So you might do tens and units times units. Again, make your numbers with a dice or with a random number generator, and you might even be able to get onto hundreds, tens and units times by units. So you compete with the person next to you, who gets the answer first, check that it's right, don't just presume it's right, and then see if you can beat the best mathematician in your family so that you can become the best mathematician in your family. Okay, I will see you later, year 6. Work hard. Goodbye. Zooming into my forehead one more time.